Through the Mayhem, the Silently podcast series, bringing marketing industry leaders together to discuss the ever-shifting media landscape. Learn about the ins and outs of real-time marketing, influencers, data privacy, technology, and so much more. All from industry experts with real experience, giving you the real answers. Now, let's break through the mayhem.
Welcome back to Breaking Through the Mayhem, live from Adweek. We have a special guest, actually a very good friend of mine. How are you, buddy?
Hi, Adam.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
You know, I feel like we've known each other for a while, right?
We have.
And I think one of my biggest disappointments is that I haven't had you on the podcast yet.
I know. You haven't had me on the podcast.
Today solves something that's been bothering me.
We finally
so much
are
for
on
having
the
podcast
podcast. Finally.
Together. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Eli.
Yeah, sure. Where to begin? On paper, I am Eli Harris, EVP of Impact Investment, based in Brooklyn, New York. Within that capacity, it's fair to say that I look after new and innovative approaches to the marketplace from an investment perspective, our long tail roster of partners and how we really cultivate those relationships and deeper connections and opportunities with those partners, and really ensuring that we've got a buttoned up narrative regarding articulating that story to our partners, to our clients, and being able to not only demonstrate, but deliver on the value that we promise as an agency.
I love that. And, you know, I was reading the other day that you guys are coming out with this new she front.
Yes, we are.
I love it. I think that is super cool. Can you tell me a little bit about that and why you're so excited about it?
Yes, for sure. Something you may or may not know about, maybe because I know we haven't spent a ton of time there within our relationship, but one of the offerings I look after within this investment strategy role is our equity upfront practice, or something that has existed for about 5 years, but at its core, it's our tentpole event to ensure that we are bringing visibility, awareness, and investment to minority-owned and targeted media companies. When it comes to multicultural audiences, visibility, and representation, we know from a brand and advertising perspective, these are growth engines. So this event, the Equity Upfront, is really focused on making a bit of a splash around these audiences, these partners, and these opportunities. And we're coming up on our 5th year anniversary. Our theme is Now and Next, which is as much a look at the present, how we got here, some of the challenges we've had to overcome, as much as it is a look ahead at, again, some of the opportunities, challenges we will inevitably face, but hopefully how we can come together as a community of industry leaders to really start to solve some of those challenges now and still continue delivering on the good work we have been, which is really ensuring that visibility and representation is translating into understanding and commercial opportunity. I
love that. And I know, like, obviously we've talked about this a bunch over the years, like you have a passion for purpose to profit. And I think that's something noble, but also smart for brands. As you kind of look at the next piece of that puzzle, what do you think about every day in your day-to-day to try to make that happen?
I would like to clarify just one point, or dig a bit deeper into profit through purpose, which is that I think at my core, I've always been a commercially minded capitalist marketer that understands that I'm very much here to do right by my clients and ensure that we're able to work together to grow their businesses. Candidly, purpose is just another growth lever, okay? So whilst I have always believed in the altruistic side of purpose-based marketing, the one thing that has remained steadfast always is it's also just another growth engine. So as we see the landscape evolve, as we see the political tenor of our industry take shape, as it always has and will continue to evolve, I think the thing I try to stay focused on with me and my clients is what are our levers of growth, regardless of semantics, and how do we continue to tug on those levers to continue to drive the growth that we all need.
I think it's brilliant. Do you want to highlight any examples of that you've been working on over the last few years?
Sure. I think a prime one, we've talked about equity investment just a little bit. We did a bit of research over the past 12 months to sort of understand, with some of the shifting landscape we've seen, how are advertisers and brands responding? And what our data, both qual and quant, has told us is that we're still seeing growth within investment towards multicultural audiences, or audiences that exist across intersectional identities. And we're still seeing many diverse-owned partners within that space grow as well. What was probably most surprising in juxtaposition to that data was how many of our clients are publicly disclosing that they have commitments within their ESG plans or diversity, equity, and inclusion plans. We've heard a lot, I'm sure you have too, in the last 12 months about sunsetting of those initiatives. But one thing I love to see is that the investment has not sunset.
That's
the
all that
investment
matters,
continues to grow, even if these brands aren't necessarily disclosing it, because I think what it really all comes down to is these brands understand these audiences are growth engines.
I love that. I know you love to travel.
I do love to travel.
Right? I would say, give me some of the places you've been recently that you love, and give some advice to the audience on where they should go.
Okay, that's an interesting one. I feel like this year I've been more of a creature of habit when it comes to travel.
I'm surprised by that.
I've been to Spain twice. I've been to
That's a creature of habit.
Germany twice.
Do you guys hear this guy?
Yeah, so it wasn't really a year for incremental travel opportunities, but I can tell you what I'm looking forward to next, which is
Let's hear it.
the year of 2026, outside of, the wonderful professional and corporate goals we're all going to accomplish. I haven't spent nearly enough time, according to me, in South America.
Wow.
It's a space I would really love to dedicate.
Give me some
a lot
countries
more
you're
time
thinking.
to. Top of the list is Brazil. I can't
Wow.
believe I've never been there. Second is Peru. I have been to Colombia, but I'm very interested in going back. I just had a really good friend relocate from Paraguay to Buenos Aires, Argentina. So Argentina is definitely on the list for next year.
Have you ever
as
lived
well.
overseas or no?
I lived in Australia for about 5 years.
Wow.
Before I moved to New York.
I knew that. That's awesome.
I think you did.
And do you miss it?
I miss the beauty of the nature and landscapes and the easy access to those things. I am happier and feel more...
Yourself here.
You finished my sentence for me. Yes, Adam.
I got it. I was thinking that. Where would you live in South America if you could, though? Would you live in Brazil?
I think I would attempt to. I haven't been there, so I can't say. I think I might gravitate more towards Sao Paulo, given this city vibes and corporate offerings. But
it's interesting. The more I
Rio
think
could be
about
cool
you in
too.
terms of traveling, it was kind of going through my head just now. I feel like that's what makes you a great marketer, is that you actually have been in a lot of these places. You've lived in a couple of different places. You're in a lot of different personas yourself. Do you feel like that kind of makes you a better marketer?
Honestly, yes. I would say, especially living in Australia, it had a major impact on my perspective as a marketer. If I could sum it up quickly, I would say the scale of investment that exists within a market like the US, when it doesn't exist in other markets like Australia, it requires a marketer to take on more skill sets, because you can't have dedicated teams or individuals to handle every bit of a marketing mix or what it takes to pull an effective comms plan together.
It's interesting.
You've got to
That's really
know
cool.
how to communicate with the partners. You've got to know how to manage a team. You've got to learn how to work against rapid timelines and almost take up expertise across execution, partner engagement, reporting, client service. I would say that was super impactful, especially early on in my career, at helping me gain a comprehensive understanding of what it takes to do marketing well.
Why were you in Australia? How'd that play?
Oh, what a funny question. I may have moved there for love, but I did stay for...
Moved for love, stayed for work. There you go.
Exactly.
That's hilarious. Okay, we'll leave it at that, just to share that for the audience.
Yep.
In terms of like more about you, what do you love to do outside of work? What are you passionate about?
Outside of work, looking at a good friend and former colleague in the back, and I think I'd be remiss not to mention anything cars related.
Anything
is a huge passion. I see she's nodding. She's not. Formula One, driving cars, car shopping. I just helped a couple of friends of mine buy their first car.
What's the fastest you've ever driven?
The fastest I've ever driven? Ooh, that's a good question. On the open road? I don't know if I should disclose that.
Don't answer that question.
Yeah.
It's about in a closed racing environment that you're allowed to do it.
Let's say I went 180 miles per hour.
Holy
on
shit.
PS5 last night playing Gran Turismo 7.
Well, that's a whole different conversation.
But yeah, video games, really passionate about health and fitness. In my future, I see myself starting something of a fitness cult, if I may.
Wow. Okay, we're going cult. We're going all the way
couldn't
there.
think of a better word, but what I mean by that is
something to help others be able to do it.
I feel like in whatever circle people exist, it's easier to adhere to healthy habits when you've got a team or group of individuals keeping you accountable.
It's like any community.
100%.
I love that. So if you could go to dinner with any person that's not dead but not your family, who would you pick?
That's a tough question. Just a single individual.
Who would it be? I've never seen Eli stumped ever.
Yeah, I didn't see that question coming. And I'm honestly really bad at picking any single one thing on the spot. Like if you ask me my favorite food, my favorite color, favorite car, I wouldn't be able to answer. You have 10 of
everything.
Any of those things. But does this sound cliche? No, I'm running with it. I'm going to choose Lewis Hamilton.
Wow.
Yeah, I already mentioned I'm a Formula One stan.
This fits your persona perfect.
The other place my mind went was Barack Obama. Perhaps our viewers in their own time can find the through line between the individuals I selected. But yeah, I think that
would be great.
They would have a lot of interesting insight to disclose as what I may call or describe as untraditional pioneering leaders within their fields.
What's the first concert you ever went to?
The first concert I ever went to was a Keisha Cole concert.
Wow.
I don't know if everyone on our...
There's plenty of people
Okay,
who know that
Keisha Cole back in about 2000.
Where was it?
5. Downtown Los Angeles.
And what's the next concert you're going to be going to?
The next concert I'm going to be going to. What a great question. What counts as a concert is my clarifying question.
Not something that's in a stadium. I'll give you that.
Okay. I don't have tickets or anything. I'm just putting it out into the ether. I'm going to say Zara Larsson.
Wow. Okay.
Great album. Midnight Sun just came out.
I like that.
Check it out.
If you could tell anyone one other thing that you hope people learn about you from this interview, what would it be?
Don't take yourself too seriously in this industry. Ride the wave. Try to make an impact. Relationships matter. Be yourself.
You're the man. Thank you for joining us, Eli.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, I'm Chris, one of the producers for Sightly's Breaking Through the Mayhem podcast. We want to thank you so much for subscribing to the show. If you'd like to learn more about the guests we had on today, we included additional information about them in the show notes. Finally, if you'd like to be on the podcast, or if you know someone who'd make a great fit, you can fill out the form at sightly.com/podcast. Catch you on the next episode.